Hey there, pirates. Welcome aboard the Anime No Me channel. Luffy is finally going to use the Sword of the Sun God Nika, something we've been waiting for a long time to finally happen. I hope for your support to help our crew win, and to do so, you just need to click the thumbs up button, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. By doing this, you will win an incredible devil fruit, so just comment which fruit you want. Guys, Luffy is going to forge, yes, with his own rubber hands, the legendary Sword of the Sun God Nika, the weapon the ancient legends describe as the blade that cuts the sky itself and opens the path to dawn. And the craziest part, everything Oda has drawn since Wano is screaming that this isn't delusion, it's destiny. First massive clue, Nika was never just a fruit. Back in Skypia, there was already a statue of a warrior with flaming hair holding a spear or a sword of light. In Elbaf, we're seeing murals of a sun god with a weapon that seems to shine like the sun itself. In Wano, Rio flows stronger than ever. Advanced Conqueror's haki cuts through fire. And Zoro just awakened Enma as the king of hell. The stage is set for someone to forge a weapon that isn't made of normal steel. It's made of pure will. Second clue, Gear 5th isn't just a rubber transformation. It's creation. Luffy transforms the environment, transforms his own body, even turns his enemy into rubber. In chapter 1045, he grabs Kaido's lightning and makes an improvised sword of light. In chapter 1094, he shapes his fist into a giant blade. In chapter 1109, he catches Kizaru's attack and sends it back as pure light. That's not coincidence. That's training. His body already knows how to make a blade of energy. He's only missing the next step, making that blade permanent. Third clue, Elbaf is the perfect place. Giants are master blacksmiths. Dory and Brogy themselves carry legendary weapons. The atom wood from the Sunny came from there. They have metal no one else knows, fire that never dies, hammers that crack mountains. And Luffy is literally there right now, laughing with giants, eating meat, staring at murals of the sun god. Oda didn't put the crew on the island of the most epic blacksmiths in the world for nothing. Fourth clue, Zoro has already paved the way. He forged his own soul inside Enma, became the king of hell, cut Kaido, cut king. The Wado Ichimonji is waiting for its next level. Luffy saw all of that up close. He knows a sword isn't just metal, it's will. And no one in the world has more will than the guy who became Nika. Fifth clue, Advanced Conqueror's haki already cuts anything. Shanks sliced Kid from miles away. Roger used to cut ships through the air. Luffy already has that power. He just needs to channel it into a fixed object. And when he does, it won't be in a normal sword. It'll be in a blade made of solid light, hardened rubber, pure Conqueror's haki mixed with the fire of the sun. A sword that shines, shifts shape, and grows with him. Sixth clue, the original Joy Boy probably had one. The silhouettes in the murals always show a long, shining weapon. Zunesha talks about Joy Boy's return as someone who brings the dawn, and dawn needs a blade that can cut through darkness. Luffy is the return. The weapon comes with him. Seventh clue, Vegapunk said the will of the D, and Nika is something that transcends matter. Luffy's fruit is the most absurd, because it has no limit. If he can turn the world into rubber, he can turn will into a blade. And in Elbaf, with giant blacksmiths, eternal fire, and legendary metal, he's going to take all of that and forge the weapon that the legends say only the true sun god can wield. It won't be a gift. It won't fall from the sky. Luffy is going to forge it with his own hands, laughing, sweating, hammering side by side with giants, mixing rubber, haki, light, and will until a sword comes out that changes size, burns anyone who touches it without permission, and cuts destiny itself. And when he raises that blade to the sky, the sun will answer, because the sun god has returned, and this time he brought his own light in the shape of a sword. Now, let's dive into what happens when Zoro enters the picture, because the crew's greatest swordsman is not going to sit back and watch the captain pick up a legendary weapon without knowing how to use it. Zoro is going to be the perfect trainer, the strict mentor who will help Luffy grow in a way even Rayleigh couldn't. And his reaction to seeing Luffy with a sword that shines brighter than Enma will be a mix of shock, pride, and maybe a tiny bit of healthy jealousy. Let's stitch this together with what the manga has already shown, because since Wano Oda has been dropping breadcrumbs straight toward this insane training arc, Zoro isn't just the guy who cuts iron like butter, he's the student who became the master. The man who, in Wano, learned to forge his own soul inside Enma, becoming the king of hell and cutting Kaido like he was paper. He saw Luffy awaken Gear 5th and turn Conqueror's haki into something even Roger never showed, but he also saw Luffy get beaten down by Kaido because at the end of the day his fist is still rubber. Zoro knows brute strength alone won't win the final war. You need precision, flow, absolute decision. And when Luffy walks out of Elbaf's forge with a sword pulsing with sunlight, Zoro will look at it and understand instantly, this isn't a toy. This is a weapon that cuts fate, and the captain needs to learn how to use it before he slices himself in half. The training won't be pretty. It'll be sweat, blood, and laughter mixed with screams of pain. Zoro has already trained Usopp, trained Chopper, trained himself until his bones broke. With Luffy, it'll be the same, only on a Yonko scale. He'll drag the captain to a corner of the Giant's Island where the eternal fire burns and the hammers echo, and he'll speak in that calm voice, scarier than yelling, "You want to use that? Then learn to cut what cannot be cut." Luffy will laugh thinking it's a joke, but Zoro will draw the Wado Ichimonji and attack for real, forcing Luffy to block with the new Sunblade. And that first clash will make the sky crack because Zoro's Conqueror's haki is already absolute, and Luffy's is still too creative, too wild, too unfocused. Zoro is going to teach the flow of Wano, the Rio that enters the enemy's body and explodes from the inside out, except adapted for a sword. He's going to show how to decide the cut before swinging, how armament haki becomes a living armor in a strike that ignores defense. Luffy will try, he'll mess up, he'll turn the sword into floppy rubber and take a real bleeding cut to the arm. But Luffy learns fast. When things get serious, he learned Conqueror's haki in the middle of the war at Marineford. He learned Gear 4th in 2 years of training. He's going to learn the Sword of the Sun in days, mixing Zoro's precision with his own creativity, creating blows that slice the air and make the sun rise in the middle of the night. Zoro's reaction won't be jealousy. It'll be pure pride, the kind he only shows when Luffy does something not even Mihawk would. Zoro saw Luffy become a Yonko. He saw Gear 5th, but a legendary sword in the captain's hands will be something else. It'll be Luffy stepping into his world, the world of blades that decide fate. Zoro will smirk, draw his 3 swords and say, "Let's see if that blade of yours can handle the King of Hell." And training will turn into a duel. Haki clashing, sky cracking, giants stopping just to watch. Zoro is going to help because he's already seen Luffy almost die from lack of focus. In Wano, Kaido nearly killed the captain because his fist was still too soft. With the sword, Zoro is going to teach hardness, decision, the cut that doesn't back down. Luffy will learn to blend the sun with steel, creating a blade that grows like a fist, shines like haki, and cuts like pure will. And Zoro's reaction will be a nod when Luffy finally blocks one of his strikes and counters with the blade glowing. "Now we're talking, Captain! Now you can cut anything." Zoro is going to strengthen Luffy because he knows the end of the world won't be just fists. It'll be blade against blade, will against will, and the captain has to be ready to cut down Imu himself if needed. His reaction will be a "let's train more" when Luffy holds the sword for the first time, because Zoro will see not just a weapon, but the perfect complement to the captain's style. Fist and sword, rubber and sun, freedom and precision. Together, they're going to become a duo even Roger and Rayleigh never were. Training will be Zoro beating Luffy until his body learns to use the sword as an extension of Gear 5th, turning the blade into something that shifts shape, stretches, shines, and burns. Zoro's reaction will be an internal laugh when Luffy cuts a mountain in half and says, "Cool, right?" Because he'll see the birth of a swordsman who doesn't need 3 blades, just one that counts for 1,000. And Luffy will learn because he always learns when the crew needs him. The Sun Sword will be the tool he uses to slice the sky, to open the path to dawn, to protect what he loves. Zoro will help because he's Zoro, the guy who swore to be the best so he could protect the Pirate King. His reaction will be a show me when Luffy finally masters the blade, and training will turn into a partnership no one can stop. Comment Zoro trains Nika if you also want to see this training split Elbaf in half. That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.